I'm Darren from Akshon Esports, and this is Action Recap, the show where we cover various ongoing stories within the Overwatch esports community. After several leaks and tweets sent the competitive community into an uproar yesterday regarding the upcoming changes to Overwatch Contenders, Blizzard has now confirmed the rumors that have been circulating and released an official blog post detailing what we can expect to see in 2019. While it seems like Blizzard is trying to improve the contender scene, some still believe that the changes they're going to implement are going to do more harm than good to Overwatch esports. For now, here's a quick rundown of what we know. In 2019, Blizzard is reducing the number of contender seasons from the current 3 to 2, but when compared to 2018, a season of contenders will run for a longer period of time. Participating teams will also be reduced across all regions, from 12 to 8. This move has likely been made to address the issues of top-heavy competition in smaller regions and shrink the talent pool a bit, so that the teams that exist will be more concentrated in the region's best players. While it remains uncertain if this change will be implemented in China, it has been confirmed that North American contenders will have a new format. For 2019, NA will be split into two regions, North America East and North America West. Each will have 8 teams, bringing the total number of global regions to 8 for a cumulative of 16 teams competing in North America. According to the blog post, these particular changes were made due to the number of Overwatch League Academy teams in the region, and Blizzard's commitment to working with their associated Overwatch League franchises. This can be seen in the decision to have any Overwatch League Academy team not currently participating in Contenders being offered a spot in Contenders 2019 Season 1. But starting off in 2019, Contenders Season 2, even Academy teams will be subjected to the same standard relegation rules, where the 2 teams at the bottom will have to fight for the right to maintain their spot. The post did not confirm how many of the 16 spots would be for Contenders teams unaffiliated with an Overwatch League franchise, or whether any of the new expansion North America teams, such as Toronto or Atlanta, would be acquiring an Academy roster. But it did mention that Blizzard has extended invitations to all franchises who wish to participate. Depending on the amount of invitations accepted by Overwatch League Academy teams, many of the top performing teams from the 2018 Contenders Season 3 will automatically be qualified for Contenders 2019 Season 1. It is due to this uncertainty, especially with the Chinese expansion teams, that Blizzard has not yet finalized their Contenders plans for the region. This update has been a point of contention between Blizzard and the community, as teams who place in the middle of the pack or lower this year will be forced to re-qualify through Contenders trials if they are not automatically invited back. Next, we will see a form of soft region locking where Contenders teams can only have a maximum of 3 non-resident players on their roster. This means that organizations such as the NYXL or London Spitfire, who have all Korean Overwatch League rosters, will unfortunately not be allowed to make use of Contenders as a fully fledged feeder team composed of all Korean talent. The idea is that this will lead to the healthiest global competitive ecosystem in the long term by fostering the growth of native talent, which will serve to better hone Contenders players and provide more entertaining matches. The more opportunities there are for players to enter the Tier 2 scene and play in a competitive team environment, it will better the health of Overwatch esports as a whole. Additionally, one of the more controversial changes that has been spreading like wildfire throughout the community is that for Season 3, Contenders EU will not have a live offline LAN finals due to time constraints with the Overwatch League. This information comes from a recording of a Contenders meeting obtained by VP Esports. According to the representative in the call, there has been no confirmation by Blizzard if this change will be a similar case for all regions in 2019. However, in Korea, it was stated by Contenders Korea caster Wolf in a tweet that the broadcast will continue as usual in an offline studio, at least for Season 3. Increasing the number of Contenders teams in North America is a good idea, so that the system can accommodate for the potentially increased number of native Overwatch League Academy teams. But by no means does this resolve the financial issues faced by third-party sponsored teams and unsigned rosters. Prize distribution is changing in 2019 as a way to reward the top teams. Blizzard hasn't yet said how exactly each region's prizing will change, or if some regions will receive a boost over last year. In an email to the Contenders teams, Blizzard said the prizing adjustment will allow the Path to Pro now to directly support the best teams in the world, with the new prizing model rumored to reward teams with money based on their number of wins and a reduction in the prize pool for those who win playoffs. There is now less of an incentive now to make it to the LAN finals and win big. Instead, some see Contenders as more of a place for Overwatch League teams to groom their own talent and for non-affiliated players to individually showcase themselves as potential pickups rather than develop themselves as an entire team with proper branding, due to the prospect of always potentially losing your star players. In a report by Esports, Second Wind, a North American Contenders team, coach Thomas Moak said, quote, "We have zero future under the rumored changes. All effort instantly switches from trying to make playoffs to showcasing out players so that at least they have a future. Moving forward, as we have more Contenders teams backed by Overwatch League franchises, we could see an increasing disparity in the skill level between academy and non-academy players. As the region's talent gets sucked into the Overwatch League or an academy team, it leaves the rest of Contenders with an overall lower level of skill. Additionally, the lack of resources like coaches and a salary to allow them to commit to practicing full time compared to their academy counterparts, the general consensus is that this will only further widen the skill gap. For a viewer, it's only fun to watch a team get stomped so many times. On the other hand, there are those in the scene who believe that Contenders teams may struggle at first, but the changes could create a more stable tournament environment as the competitive system is rebuilt. But unless viewership goes up for Contenders, or in the unlikely event that Blizzard allows more third-party organizers to host large LAN events at a more frequent level, similar to ESL or Face-It with CSGO, it will be extremely unlikely for any investor to put money into the Western Contender scene, as there are no signs that the numbers to attract team sponsors and revenue streams to help teams in the Tier 2 scene break even will be there in 2019. No one would really want to invest in Contenders given how a team and all the work you put into building it up could disappear in an instant just for having a bad season. So it would likely just be better to invest into an ownership group of an existing Overwatch League team or take your money elsewhere. To end off, the Blizzard blog post concludes with these final words. Quote, "We believe that these changes will result in a better overall experience and more stability for players on the cusp of making it to the Overwatch League." But what are your thoughts on the new Overwatch path to pro? Will Blizzard be able to create a healthy Tier 2 scene, or will Contenders end up being a place only for academy teams to thrive? As always, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and share as it really helps out the channel quite a lot. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with all of our content, and hit that bell to stay notified. This has been Darren from Akshon Esports, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.